garden lovers, welcome back to yet another spectacular garden. This one is located just outside of Veneta, Oregon in Zone 8. It was filmed on a very blustery day in late October 2023. You'll also see some clips from when we visited the same garden in late June, and wow, how those plants have grown. Please enjoy this beautiful garden, positively alive with windswept grasses. Here we are back at the wonderful dry garden that Pam Pearce of the Walled Garden has lovingly put together, and the owner is happy to share it with us. And so it's 5 months later, and so now we can see things have grown quite a bit, and you're very happy with it, as I heard.
Yeah, it's doing great. We kind of just missed the fall peak because we had a hard freeze last night too, so
Right.
a lot of flowers froze, but it's still looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Grasses. Yeah.
And it'll be an interesting education for everyone to see what still looks awesome even after this hard freeze.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first thing that I'm like hearing and seeing is the Blackhawks, right?
Yeah.
Andropogon Blackhawks, and it's just like catching the light so beautifully. And you have kind of a lot in this one view.
Yeah, I kind of went crazy with them.
I love it.
Because in the summer there's a lot of flowers that contrast with the color, so that looks really nice. This stuff is still going. This will go pretty much all winter. You know, if it freezes really hard for a long time, it'll take a pause in the flowering, but it doesn't seem to be affected by the cold.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that cabbage?
Original. Yeah.
Cabbage.
Yeah, I can never pronounce that.
And they definitely have sprawled out, especially this one. It's made such this wonderful shape there.
Yeah, I will probably in February cut them way back and shrink them down again to a basal rosette.
Oh, good to know.
And at some point they'll probably have to be divided, but for now I'm just letting them seed around because they will seed around.
Oh yeah, I see. Is this one coming up right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's kind of fun to just let them seed around.
Yeah.
And they'll find their own little cracks. Like I think one found a little crack up against the fountain there, which is kind of
Oh
nice.
my god! That couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah, that is really perfect. And that reflowered because I pruned that in the late summer, so that lavender reflowered. A lot of the dry garden things, if you give them a hard prune in the late summer, they'll give you another set of flowers. So.
Good to know. Don't be lazy. Get out there.
Don't be lazy.
Cut back.
Do your late summer prune. Now these, we did put these pots in since the last time you guys were here.
Oh, okay.
Weed in our pot. And you know, just giving a little bit of protection. This verbena should just keep flowering. You know, I mean.
You mean the protection of the pot?
Well, the protection, it's a little protected, and it obviously wasn't affected by the freeze at all.
Right.
Really. It's just gonna keep going, so why not have lovely flowers probably till Thanksgiving, right? I'm sure in the middle of the winter. I mean, this is technically hardy, so if you have the patience, you could cut it all the way back and let it come back in warm weather.
Okay.
Yeah, like if we have really severe weather, I suggested that wrap it with frost cloth. You could just take it and do this and kind of just wrap it with frost cloth. Not anything else because frost cloth allows the plant to breathe. You never want to trap moisture in a plant that you're trying to protect from the cold because that'll just make it rot.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
Frost cloth, you can get it by the yard.
Okay.
In a lot of different places.
Does it let the light through as well?
A bit. It's white, but it definitely lets the air through. But it could just that layer of protection sometimes is the difference between death and survival. But see, like these zinnias obviously did not like the freeze. But oddly enough, some are still kind of half alive. I don't know.
I just love this little succulent.
I know, that one's great. And I put that in the ground too. I love it. It almost looks like a sea creature, right?
Yeah.
And this viola just popped up in here. I did not put that in there. It's funny.
There's something fun coming out of the original.
Oh yeah, it's one of the succulents is flowering. And look at this little mushroom. That's really cute. Oh, there's more. See, that's really fun. That's lantana.
Lantana?
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect it to make it through a freeze, but obviously just that little bit of protection is enough for it.
The Artemisia looks fine after the frost.
Yeah, yeah. And these same things. These get mushy or they just get too big. You can just cut them right back down to their basal rosette. They're fine. And then you can also make new plants because it will slowly spread and root a little bit as it spreads. So like I could cut that off right there, and that's another plant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Definitely. Wow. It's almost like from the broom family.
I know, it's really it is the broom
Oh,
family.
okay.
Yes, but it looks very cool, doesn't it?
I like it a lot.
I mean, it's weird.
Good
It's not
color.
everybody's taste, but and for some reason that bully grass is blooming now. It's just barely.
Oh.
Yeah. All these microclimates even safeguard.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's why sometimes it can take years to perfect a garden because you just have to figure out those microclimates. And then, like, let's say a tree falls down, totally different microclimate.
Right. Exactly.
Another Sponginista.
Yeah.
I think I fall into the group that likes it.
Good. Yeah, I think we'd say in England it's a marmite plant.
A marmite.
You pop it or you take it. I know, and they just haven't even shot up yet. It's so funny. Like, when are you going to do it, guys? Can wait till Christmas?
What color are they? Kind of like a cream, or?
Yeah. They would just turn kind of tawny. I love how the artichoke flower just turns dark in place like that. I think it looks so pretty.
And of course, with black and blue, if you're making a statement too.
Yeah.
Super affected by the
Not
frost.
super affected. Maybe the grass protected it. I don't know.
What's this fun thing?
Oh, this is Solidago.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So those are
See
just
it
the
now.
seed heads. Yeah.
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 Fireworks?
Fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah. And just not that long ago, they were all just blooming everywhere. They
Oh, gorgeous.
just went to seed, like I want to say
And, like,
last week.
super bright yellow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Really, really, really pretty.
What a big impact that must have had.
Yes. Because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the birds love them.
And this is supposed to spread a little more, right?
Yeah. This is oregano.
Mhm.
But the flowers are so great. It's
They
flowers.
sure are.
It flowers for so long. Like I swear, June to
Wow.
it's still flowering.
Yeah, it looks really happy there.
Yeah.
So I have one in my garden, so I know what they look like when they're not happy.
Yeah. They're so pretty. I love using the time to do. These are all culinary herbs, and I just threw them in all over. They're kind of everywhere. The culinary herbs.
And they are evergreen?
Yeah, well, again, if we had some brutal, knock on wood, got how many wood here, knock on wood chips. If we have some brutal winter, with like an ice storm and everything, obviously they could die back down to their base, but they're totally hardy. Yeah, should be evergreen.
And the yarrow still looks great.
Oh, yeah, good. It's okay with the places.
Would you cut back that back for
You
in
could.
summer?
You could, yes. Like I'm sure we gave that a late summer prune. We were here in August and we did a
Okay.
bunch of pruning, and I'm sure that's one of the things we cut back. Now my philosophy is now just leave everything until at least February, and then come in and do like a bit. It's going to be like a major pruning.
Okay.
All the grasses will get cut back. All the perennials will get cut back. Because there's a lot of bulbs in here, so we want them to be able to be seen.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Is this a gaillardia?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
No, wait, that's not a Gaillardia. No, it's a zinnian.
Oh, okay.
It's a zinnian. It did not like that freeze last night. No, the Gaillardia should be okay, actually. I'll probably keep blooming for a while.
Oh.
And look at these penstemon are so just tough. You keep blooming.
There's a lot of flowers for the size of that thing.
Yeah, it's just a branch that kind of went down. But
Oh, I see.
But look at all the buds to come. Like, there's still going to be a lot of flowers.
That's amazing.
Yeah, those are really tough. I'm realizing how tough penstemon are. Like, super drought tolerant, and they just flower their socks off.
And they must be able to keep deer out of this garden, huh?
Deer did come through here, but pretty much everything I put, to my knowledge, was deer resistant. Deer don't like things in the herb family, and
Right.
I'd say like 70% of the plants in this garden are herbs, or related to herbs. It has been since deer fenced the whole thing because the owner has a big fruit garden over there, and over there a giant veggie garden. So the whole thing has been deer fenced.
And I forgot to ask what ever became of the meadow. I mean, it looks like
Well, we've mowed it now for the season, and a week or so ago I came in and I just plugged in some perennial flowers just to move it along even quicker next year.
Yeah.
And it's been reseeded again because we want to do that for 3 years running.
With a dry meadow mix.
Yes, it's a mix from American Meadows, Pacific Northwest native mix. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But perennial. It's all perennial.
Yeah. So things are in the works.
Yeah, and there's bulbs in there, so the alliums will come up in early summer, big purple alliums. And already last year we had a huge lupin success, so I expect they'll just keep coming. And then I've added things. I plugged in some other things.
Yeah.
And we're going to try a new technique. We're going to cut the grass actually once in the spring, but leave the blades really high so that this is the plants coming up, the perennials coming up, but just kind of decapitates the grass and slows it down a little bit.
Oh.
So that, along with all that yellow rattle that seeded, and there was tons of it. So I think that combo is really going to have a really super colorful meadow this year.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
And is this rural forestry?
It is overdam.
Overdam.
Yeah. And then when these guys, this will die down and you'll be able to see through more to this side. Then these big dogwoods will offer some color.
Oh, lovely.
And this gets very wet. The slope in part was to divert the water. Because this all floods in the winter, this whole section where the river birches are. Which is why I chose river birch and down where this is lower down here.
Yeah.
Big dogwoods are. This will all get pretty wet in the winter.
Amazing.
So the idea is that eventually these will be quite tall, and you'll in the winter, from there, you'll be able to see all these colored twigs sort of mixing with one another. So,
Oh my god, there's so many.
yeah. Eventually, they'll all grow together. But then you stool them every March. As soon as you see the leaves are starting to come back, you whack them down to about, well, you can choose, but I'll probably keep these at like, when they're younger, like 2.5 feet tall. And as they get older, 3 feet probably will be the cutoff point, because it's the new twigs that are the very colorful.
Right. Okay.
You don't want to
Even for the yellow ones.
Yeah,
Probably, huh?
for all of them.
Oh,
Yeah. So they get whacked, and that also controls their size a little bit, because these can get quite big. So, but there is a very cool cultivar of snowberry over here that's pink. I love the pink one. It's really, really,
That is so gorgeous.
it's really happy.
Oh my gosh.
Likes this
So
spot.
sweet.
Yeah.
And I thought that was more of an understory plant, but I guess this cultivar is.
It likes the sun. This one likes the sun.
Huh.
And you know, it's pretty wet here. Again, this is like the low part.
Uh-huh.
You see the slope. Where the garden, main part of the garden is planted is sloped.
Uh-huh.
So this is like the floodplain.
Yeah. Mascara looking awesome.
Yeah, still got some color to it. This canvas looks so pretty, doesn't it?
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's almost silver or something. It's just really pretty.
Yeah. And with the red foliage too. It's everything you want out of a grass. This is a pearly everlasting or a yarrow?
No, this is actually, believe it or not, it's a type of aster.
Oh. It's exactly right.
Yeah, which also really looks pretty in the sun, doesn't it?
Inviting us over this house once again.
Thanks for coming back.
It's just so great every time. All right.